Well, welcome back to the relentless mercy of God. We have been looking at Judges and the story that repeats itself, how people would oppress the nation of Israel because Israel had left God. God would allow these things to happen. Then Israel would cry out to God and God would send a judge. The people would follow for a while, and then they'd go back to idol worship. And God would again allow them to be oppressed. When we get to the narrative of Samson's life, the people are being oppressed by the Philistines. As we left the narrative, Samson has been born, and the Spirit of the Lord has come upon him in Dan. You remember he is supposed to be a Nazirite from birth, which means no alcoholic beverages, not even touching the juice of a grape. Also not eat meat, not cut his hair. This is the setting for what we're about to see. Let's go, I'll back up for a moment. The Nazirite vow was one that this person would be dedicated to God and following God. So let's go to Judges chapter 14 and let's read about Samson as a young man. Judges 14, beginning at verse 1. Samson went down to Timnah and saw a young Philistine woman there. He went back and told his father and mother, "I have seen a young Philistine woman in Timnah. Now get her for me as a wife." But his father and mother said to him, "Can't you find a young woman among your relatives or any among our people? Must you go to the uncircumcised Philistines for a wife?" But Samson told his father, "Get her for me. She is the right one for me." Now his father and mother did not know that this was from the Lord, who wanted the Philistines to provide an opportunity for a confrontation. At that time, the Philistines were ruling Israel. Samson went down to Timnah with his father and mother and came to the vineyards of Timnah. Suddenly a young lion came roaring at him. The Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon him, and he tore the lion apart with his bare hands, as he might have torn a young goat. But he did not tell his father or mother what he had done. Then he went and spoke to the woman, because she seemed right to Samson. Now, we'll stop there. I know this is the beginning of the story, but we'll stop there, because we begin to see who Samson is. We begin to see his nature. I want what I want, and I want it now. We also see that this is somewhat from God. God is providing an opportunity for a confrontation with the Philistines. But we also see the secretive nature of Samson. He has torn this lion apart with his bare hands, but yet he doesn't tell even his parents. He's not supposed to touch anything dead, so in killing the lion, would that be touching something dead? There's a whole bunch here that's going on about this Nazirite vow and his dedication to God that maybe we need to think about. Now, this will provide opportunity in the next time we're together for a riddle that the Philistines will try to answer. But yet it sets the tone. Samson marries a Philistine, or wants to marry a Philistine. Samson kills a lion with his bare hands. And now the scene is set. What will Samson do next? What is the limit of his strength? What are his weaknesses? How will he lead God's people away from Philistine oppression and back to God? These are questions we'll be answering as we continue to look at this narrative. But remember the overriding story, the overriding arc. People are doing what's right in their own eyes. This isn't going to work out for them. Then they cry out to God because they realize they need to follow God. God, in his relentless mercy, sends a judge. He has sent Samson. Let's see what happens next. Thank you for joining me. Look forward to being with you again. Until then, may God bless your day.